What's going on, my Cardano friends? It is your friend Jack here, and in today's video we're going to be going over the latest Cardano news in terms of the ERC20 token converter, TVL, min swap yield farms, and their APRs officially being released now, and also a little bit of depth into when we're going to be able to process and transact with smart contracts using our hardware wallets or our ledger devices. Let's get into the video. Before we dive too deep into the video, I want to let you guys know, if you do want to earn passive ADA on your ADA and you don't want to lend liquidity, you don't want to yield farm, you want to play it a little bit safer, you can do so with the Jack stake pool. That also being said, I want to first talk about the ERC20 converter. There was a clip of a video where Ben Goertzel, the CEO, kind of founder of SingularityNet and many other things, announced that, hey, the ERC20 token converter, or at least the token part of it, so it's changing over the AGIX token from Ethereum to Cardano, will be possible and will be doable and launched early April. At least that seems to be the tentative date. There is a link to the video right here. We'll watch the clip really quick.
Pretty soon. We've already done most of the coding there, so we'll have a token converter between AGIX on Cardano and AGIX on Ethereum that launches early next month. We'll be launching the rest of the platform on
So early next month. It's pretty exciting, to be honest. It's kind of overlooked. I haven't seen too many people talking about it. But then again, the testnet has been live and I've used it. It was clean. It was really cool to see that, hey, I got these tokens in my MetaMask. I can bring them over to Cardano and then see them in my Cardano testnet wallet. It was really nice. And honestly, I haven't looked at my SingularityNet. I haven't looked at my AGIX in a while. In the MetaMask wallet, I haven't opened that in a long time. And it will be nice to open it up and transfer them all over to the Cardano network. If you don't already know what basically the ERC20 token converter is, it is essentially the first steps, or with AGIX or with SingularityNet, they're taking the first steps to make a way or a platform or, an open source way for people who want to convert Ethereum 20 or ERC20 based tokens that are a lot of tokens over on Ethereum and bring them over to Cardano, bridge the gap, burn them on one blockchain and bring them over to the other. That is the purpose. And if this is deployed with AGIX, there's a very strong chance that it can be deployed soon after with all of the other ERC20 token converters, or other ERC20 tokens can convert over, which is really useful. Because after all, the TVL on Cardano and the activity on Cardano is growing upwards quite steadily, and there are a lot of advantages from Ethereum to Cardano for developers to come over and start utilizing them and building things that they could not build on Ethereum. Now, that's pretty generic. That's pretty large overview of the entire scope of an ERC20 token converter and its purpose, but it is really exciting, as always, to see more opportunities for more developers to come into the ecosystem and possibly up this metric with the amount of dApps that are going to be on Cardano coming forward, especially with Ethereum dApps transferring over. Total value locked will be even higher than 304 million, and hopefully we'll be able to see a billion very soon. With a new DEX launching, MinSwap, and we're going to go look at their yield farming returns right now, or in a minute. It's interesting because although MinSwap launched and gained 100 million in TVL in a very short amount of time, I think less than a week or so, we also have SundaySwap. Not only is it's only down 10%, right? So although there's a lot of TVL coming here, 100 million, most of that in the last 7 days, not really SundaySwap going down too much. They went down 10%, but most of this is new TVL in the ecosystem. And as you can see here, up, 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 and down a bit in the past months, right? So not very little downside from these dApps in TVL, but more upside just constantly coming in from what we can see so far. And if you look here, SundaySwap dominance is now only 37%, and MinSwap is about 30% themselves. So the more dApps come into the ecosystem, the more people are going to probably lock their liquidity in different protocols, and this number will exceed a lot, especially when major dApps like Liquid Finance, Indigo Protocol, and all of the other very popular and excited or hyped ones come into play and actually allow users to do some pretty interesting things, from lending and borrowing on synthetics to so much more. Okay, now let's go over and look at some yield farming returns, because yesterday I made a complete guide on how to actually start yield farming. And I mentioned that you can't see the APRs because we haven't had the launch yet of the yield farms. But as you can see here today, you can now see the APRs we have for ADA min. For me, I have 250% because I have a boost, but the default APR is around 192%. And the other tokens on here are quite high. These are likely going to go down. In less than 24 hours, I've earned about 73 min, which is around 20 ADA at the time, I believe, worth a min token, which is really cool. Obviously, there's going to be some impermanent loss with my liquidity position if the price of min or ADA goes down or up, or pair away from each other, essentially. And that is also have to be taken into consideration when we see our harvested rewards or our available rewards to harvest. Looking down the list though, if we scroll down, we can see there's some really high APR paying yield farms right now above this one. Okay, I thought this one was going to be one of the higher ones. It is, but Pavia, super high APR. And also if we scroll down here, Dana, CNETA, crazy APRs. These are fluctuating a lot. Earlier today, the CNETA was like 390, and just a few hours later, it's down a lot. So keep that in mind. These are going to be very, very volatile in terms of APRs as the DEX just first launched, and everyone is trying to get in right now, including me and you. I myself am providing liquidity right now on ADA min, but I am not yield farming on any other assets currently. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't really have too many of these tokens. I probably will be providing liquidity and then yield farming on my CNETA. I did sell a good amount of my CNETA back in the day when it was about half the price of what it is right now. You can't win them all, but after all, I did get it all for free. So this is really cool to see that the APR are so high on it. I will be likely providing some liquidity and trying to farm some more. And throughout doing that, I am going to be on this channel starting to do a lot more DeFi and yield farming things as things come up in the ecosystem. So if you want to follow that, if you want to learn more about DeFi as I learn about it as well, please consider subscribing to the channel. And lastly, I want to get into one more thing, one more piece of interesting news that you're probably wondering about, or you probably have been wondering about, that I'm also interested in. So let's get over to that. And that is smart contract support on your ledger live, not on any hardware wallet. Right now, we're going to be talking about ledgers because they have been funded in the latest Catalyst round to implement smart contract support on the hardware wallets, the ledgers. Now, right now, we can see that there is an upgrade and a notice on their main page saying that in the next few weeks, this new app will be released for Cardano. You will have to go and update your ledger, but after you've done that, you can have support for smart contracts on your hardware wallet, and you'll be able to interact with all these dApps that have smart contracts and multi-signature transactions being built with your hardware wallet, which is huge for me at least, and I'm very excited for that. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please consider staking with the Jack Stake Pool, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and watching the next video because it's always going to be about Cardano. It's always going to be cool. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.